Welcome to another edition of What's in the Bag. I am your delightful little host, Eliza Motherfucking Pancakes, and today's edition is part 2 of our ongoing Top 5 series, marking the end of Season 4 of Morgan's Drag Race. Wow, what a time to be alive, kids. Dahlia Swan of Del Sol Valley. I knew I would see you sitting here sooner or later, but unfortunately it's not as a loser because you're part of the top 5. Congratulations, honey. What an amazing time to be alive. Oh, darling, at least I'm not here as a loser. That would be terrible. Can you imagine the great Dahlia Swan going home in episode 1? Ugh, I have nightmares. I shudder to think about it. Well, you did make top 5, which means that all of us lucky viewers were gifted to experience your brand of humor until the very end. Wow, amazing. Speaking of amazing, that's a really fashionable handbag you got there, Dahlia. Why don't you open it up and show us what's in the bag? Dahlia, what did you bring for us today? What's in your bag? Well, you know me, Eliza. I only brought the most expensive, impressive dresses that I wore on my season. I wasn't going to show up and look like a slob because you already have, 10 other queens before me doing that. So I wanted to showcase just the very best of Dahlia Swan experience. Oh, right, that's it. That's what you call it, the Dahlia Swan experience. I wonder if Gitmo is using that as their new interrogation method. Anyway, moving on to these dresses. Honestly, Dahlia, I really, really love all 3 of these dresses. I think that all 3 of them have winner written all over them. And I think my favorite out of the 3 is probably your very first look, the goddess look that you wore for the future queen of the world. You weren't just, it's like what Morgan said, you weren't just a winner, you were a goddess. And you had the blonde hair, the perfect makeup, the nails, and of course the accessories and the dress. And that is how you do it. That should be immortalized in a textbook on how to do drag so that future baby queens who want to go on the show know what to do so they don't fuck up. How do you feel about what you did? It's funny, Eliza, because I'm always brought back to that very first look. Anytime I sit down and talk with my friends or fellow competitors or an ex-judge or what have you, they always say, Dahlia, how did you do it? How did you knock it out of the park? And I just tell them, I just smile, and I just tuck that little hair strand behind my ear and blush and say, oh, darling, that's just the Dahlia Swan experience. But really, when the challenge, the assignment was given to us, Eliza, I said, I want to leave a statement. I want to leave an impact. And when, I won the very first runway challenge of the season and of the series because they didn't assign wins for runways until my season. So that's a twofer right there. Interesting. Well, that is probably your best look ever. And these other 2 looks are also knockouts. Your second look you brought here, which is what you wore for the Le Chic Le Freak runway, I love this. And I love how you had the beautiful puffy, long, dark hair, and then you had what looked like kind of like eggshell, like on your face. It looked like crushed gold eggshell or something. I like that. It looked like not really freak because in my opinion Le Chic Le Freak was closer to like what Dakota Wild did, kind of like looking like a Dr. Seuss creature or a Muppet. But I liked it because you're stylish and gorgeous but also kind of freaky at the same time. And I love how you and Zoara both have a mind for fashion, an eye for fashion. And whenever you're on that runway, I know that I'm going to be impressed. I know I'm going to leave gobsmacked and feeling extremely jealous that I don't have those shoes and that I don't have that outfit to wear later this weekend to the club. Well, just between you and me, Eliza, we're both fashionistas, but Zoara's more of the designer and I'm more of the model. It means that I look better in the outfits, and I weigh less. Don't tell her I said that. Oh, I totally agree with you, Dahlia. At least the part about you both being fashionistas. Alright, now let's move our attention to this last dress that you brought here. I love this look. I know I said that earlier, but I love, love, love this black dress, which I think you wore this for the A-list divas, the one with like where you had to make over an athlete, a wrestler. Wow, what a weird challenge that was. At least the guests were hot. Yeah, I tried giving them my room number and they kind of snubbed me. I told them technically I'm single, single and child free, but yeah, they're like, you're like old enough to be my mom. I'm like, I am not old enough to be anyone's mom, okay? I'm like still young. I'm too young to have kittens. Anyway, I really like this look because it kind of feels to me like a callback to like your earlier goddess look, but like more evolved, if that makes sense. Kind of like a dark version, like in Digimon, if you're going to like Digivolve, sometimes a light Digimon if Digivolves to a dark Digimon, so you're kind of like the Digimon that went from light to dark, but you're still sleek and sexy and gorgeous, and somehow even more gorgeous. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I thought of it. I really like this look, and it doesn't surprise me that the judges love that look because it's probably your strongest look. I know you didn't bring it here, but your Audrey Hepburn look is also to die for. It's chef kiss. And your look that you wore for the stand-up challenge, obviously one of us took inspiration from it, from that look. Oh my, I see that you took inspiration from something, Eliza, but I can't ever guess what. It looks like maybe you took inspiration from a spare tire right there, maybe a bundle of twine, maybe a barrel full of oil, and maybe a mop soaking in the barrel of oil in the janitor's closet. It doesn't look like you got inspired for anything from my show, Eliza. Oh, the Dahlia experience continues to thrill and amaze. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. Spare tire. Yeah. Join me next time as I track down Brit band Chumbawamba in their lavish London estate and ask how their fight against capitalism is going in 2024. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep Dolly Swan down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep your girl down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep Dolly Swan down. I really, really, really hope that we don't get sued for this.